G'day everyone, Artist Wayne Dowson here with another DR650 adventure video. And this ride took place on the Monday of the Queen's birthday long weekend. That's right, it was the day after I did that monster ride with those mad boys from the Sydney Adventure Riders. And this ride was organised by that equally mad rider, Robert Moyer, a fellow Central Coast rider. Speak of the devil, here he is on his red V-Strom. Also riding today was Gary on his BMW G450X, Greg riding his WR450, Peter and Mark were on BMWs, and then there was Steve 1 and Steve 2 and Daniel all riding yellow DRZ 400s. And my wife Jacqui was along for the ride. And of course Brian was riding with us today on his Virago road bike. I also said in the last video, whilst riding on the Sunday, I lost my mobile phone in the Wadigans. I'd worked out roughly where it was by watching the previous day's video, and I was up bright and early to find it before this ride. That's dedication. The day was not without some thrills and spills. Peter just didn't have the ground clearance for some of the gnarly stuff. You need to be a Russian powerlifter to lift these big BMWs. It was much easier to lift Greg's WR450. On you, Greg, for having a lighter bike. And here you can see Robert using biker sign language to tell us where to go and what to expect. But come on, Robert, it's the second time I've ridden with you now. I know what to expect. Fun, gnarly, snotty, single trails filled with big rock drop-offs and fallen trees. Sort of stuff that gets the heart rate up and has you covered in sweat. And let's not forget the rider in front of me. It's Joe on his DR650. He joined us later in the morning, but he and I had already ridden together the day before. And every time Joe, Steve, Daniel and I came out onto the main trail, there'd be Robert waiting for us to send us into another single trail. And they definitely seemed to get harder and harder. Or maybe it was just me. After that huge ride the day before with the Sydney Adventure Riders, I was beginning to fatigue. But there's nothing like a rocky, sandy, slippery hill climb to wake you up. And here's Robert telling me to go right, but of course my oppositional defiance disorder kicked in and I went left, making the climb a lot harder. It was about now that I was really getting tired. I was sitting more than standing and my arms were aching. But it was a beautiful day, and what's better than spending it riding with mates? Nothing at all. Anyway, I was happy to see the end of this trail, and we all regrouped for a coffee and a bite to eat at Jerry's Cafe at Colnura. When we headed back into the Ourimbah State Forest, a couple of riders had left the group, and I was definitely taking it easier. But some of the boys opted to ride some more single trails. But stuff it, I was having none of that. So we said our goodbyes, and a little further on down the track also said goodbye to Robert, Gary and Peter, and Jacqui and I, along with Mark on his BMW 800, rode out of the state forest and headed for home. It had been another fantastic day's riding. Thanks again to Robert Moyer, and I'm certainly looking forward to doing it all again. I'm Artist Wayne Dowson, and thanks for watching, everyone.